Shwmae, dydd da I chi a chroeso i'r gwaith haearn. Welcome to the Ironworks. I am Gwilym and I'm 10 years old. Today is the 23rd of February 1828 and King George IV is reigning over his kingdom. I didn't know that really. Heard it yesterday from Mr. Bryant, my boss. Corey knows some interesting things. This is the year that I started work proper here in the ironworks. I borrow coke and ironstone into the furnace and help out in the casting house when the iron flows. I used to spend hours and hours with my mother and sister, breaking up lumps of ironstone with big hammers. Mr. Bryant, my boss, is away for the day. Up in my stag visiting a works, I think. But he's back tomorrow and you can meet him then. Anyway, he says I've got to look after you, and Mum says you can stay with us tonight. Come and join me on my way home then. I live about 20 minutes walk away on Cefn Cribwr in a house called Bryant with my mother, 3 brothers and 2 sisters. My father, Mervyn, was killed in an accident on the tram road last year, and last month we lost my brother Sean, right as rain one day. Then he got hot, took ill and died. Mam has lost 4 little babies as well. Ah well, dyna fywyd ynta fe. I was born in Bryant, but my mum and dad moved to Cefn from Awenny in the Vale to work in the brickworks, and then in the ironworks. Not far to go now. Once we've passed the patches where Mr. Bryant's workers dig for ironstone, we'll be able to see Bryant. There it is in the distance. It stands out, doesn't it? Because, like most people in Glamorgan, we whitewash our cottage every year. Come on in. It's bitter cold today, so I'll quickly bank up the fire before it goes out. Here is the youngest member of my family, my baby sister Beth, asleep for once. Course she can scream, that one, and sleeping beside her is my dog Gel. Mum's out in the garden, tending the vegetables with my brothers. We managed to keep warm enough in Bryant. Plenty of firewood here, and sometimes us boys nip down and pinch small coal from the force pit. Mum does all the cooking on the fire. Carol usually, and it lasts most of the week, 'cause she keeps adding vegetables to it. We've got a few fowls, so we'll have eggs most days, and the pig will be killed and salted soon, so we'll be alright for meat for the rest of the year. Mum sleeps on the mattress downstairs with my sister Gwen. She has to fetch water from the well every day, now that I'm working a 12-hour shift. I used to hate that job, especially in the winter. It's nearly dark already, so we'll be up to the loft after our meal for a good night's sleep. Now Father's gone, we can't afford candles, you see. We do make rushlights from pig fat, but they burn down much too quickly to be of any use. Tonight you can share a mattress with us boys. You're lucky 'cause Mama's stuffed it with fresh straw this week. Bore da, I hope you slept well. It was a bit cold last night, I know. The old mattress is not too comfortable, and the bugs can be a bit of a nuisance. But you get used to them. Anyway, it's a fine, clear morning, and now we've arrived at the works you can meet my boss, Mr. William Bryant. He's a clever man, and my father always had a good word to say for him. There he is next to the forge, the tall man with the beard.
Shumai, good day to you. It's good to see visitors to my new venture, to my new rebuilt ironworks on the Wine in Cefn Cribwr. Iron. Iron is what the world wants, and that's where the real money lies these days. I have the experience of iron making to succeed where old John Bedford failed. He was a dreamer, you know. But I'll tell you more about him later. Well, who am I? I'm William Bryant. My father is William Bryant Sr., a brewer of Merthyr Tydfil. My father makes very good beer, and I intend to make very good quality iron. I've worked in the great Cefn works in Merthyr, so I know what iron making is all about. Merthyr, the ironopolis of the world. Cefn Works makes iron which is exported to the four corners of the world. And who knows, maybe in the future people will say the same about Cefn Cribwr Ironworks. Well, I own some 400 acres of land in Cefn Cribwr. On that land, a coal mine, thatch workings, that's where we dig down for ironstone. 2 public houses, 4 farms. I have a storage yard at Puthcall Docks, another at Bryant. And where do I live? I live in John Bedford's old house, and from it I can see the ironworks and my brickworks. My bricks are of the highest quality, you know. And we also make excellent paving slabs and drainage pipes, all with clay dug from the wine. I am a shareholder in the difference in Puthcall horse-drawn tramroad, which runs from my stake to the new docks in Puthcall. This year I sold a strip of land above the ironworks to this company. My men laid the track, and it now connects my works to Pyle and to the docks, and I've already sent some wagons down the line with a load of bricks and iron. This tramroad is sure to lead to an increase in business. I'm sure that my Cefn Cribwr venture is destined to be a success. Now I will try to explain to you how we make iron here at Cefn. There are three basic ingredients in the making of iron. First we need ironstone, and I have a lump here to show you. This we dig from the seams on the cusp. My labourers break it up into manageable sizes. This was young William's first job here. Next, coal. Oh, plenty of this on my land. We get it from Force Pit, but we can't use it in this condition. Oh no. No, it needs to be heated very, very slowly in one of these. Well, here we are at a coke oven. This one is being refurbished and is a good place to show you how the coke ovens work, because all the others are in action will be very, very hot even when they've been emptied. Here the coal is delivered through the hole from the gantry above. It falls into the coke oven, this BI coke oven that you see here, and is heated. And that gets rid of the unwanted gases and vapours. This leaves us with a coke which then burns at a very, very high temperature in the furnace and is ideal for melting the ironstone. And finally, we need limestone. Limestone which we get from the quarries on the other side of the village. We break this into small pieces like you see here, and it helps to remove the impurities and to separate the melted iron from the rubbish or the slag that's left behind. Here is the slag, which is put on the waste tip. And here is the iron, which is cold and solid now, of course, but was once molten. That is liquid, you understand. Once the materials are ready, my workers light a fire in the furnace and then add the coke, iron and the limestone. It's barrowed to the furnace top and then tipped into the flames. One of William's jobs, you know. I hope he takes care, because in some works, both barrow and tipperman have fallen into the furnace itself. Achavi, not a nice way to go.
Once the materials are in the furnace, the iron in the stone slowly melts. But to increase the heat and to speed up the melting, air is pumped into the furnace. I have recently built a Bolton and Watt engine, which is working extremely well, blowing hot air, which is a vast improvement on old Bedford's water wheel which pumped cold air. No expense spared here. I'll soon have the most modern works in the whole of South Wales. Well, back to the furnace. When it's up to temperature, the molten iron settles at the bottom and the waste or slag floats on the surface. Now one of my workers removes the clay from the tap hole and things get really exciting. White hot iron pours out from the base of the furnace into the casting house. It flows into shallow trenches which have been made in dry sand. An exciting but dangerous time. Everyone has to move very quickly to keep the channels clear and the molten iron flowing. I can remember a young boy in Cyfarthfa slipping and losing his foot in the molten iron.
We call the iron that we make pig iron, because the first iron workers came from the country, you see, and we used to work with animals. They thought that the pattern in the sand looked like a pig lying on her side, feeding a little litter of piglets. Next, the iron is reheated, and then it can be shaped using huge hammers that then my blacksmiths can make all sorts of iron goods. such as this. Iron goods from machinery and fences to horseshoes and nails. I can see a wonderful future for Cefn Ironworks. We have modern ideas, modern ways, not like that old reamer, John Bedford. He came from England, from Worcester, I think, about 50 years ago. Now, if he was here today, he could tell a tale or two. And a tale is the right word, because I've heard you could never believe much of what he said or wrote. Anyway, time is getting short. It's been a pleasure showing you the ins and outs of ironworking here at Cefn Cribwr Ironworks. And that's all that's left for me to do now is say good day to you and thank you for coming.
A thing of beauty is a constant joy. A thing of beauty is a constant joy. The next line with boy or toy in it, and we'll have a line that even Mr. Pope needn't be ashamed of. Excellent, i' faith. Excellent. Oh, I do beg your pardon, sir. And you, good madam. I pray you excuse my seeming incivility. I was unaware of your approach until this very instant. Intent, as you see, on authorship. But yes, indeed, John Bedford is my name. These papers? Why, these papers are my weekly papers, my bundle of weekly thoughts. With these I attempt to catch the precious, the fleeting thought as it flies. I am a writer on many and diverse matters. I'm also, as you will observe a moment ago, a poet. A bard, indeed, as they say in these parts. I pluck, I tune the human harp. We take a turn by your leave. This is my residence, my house here in Cefn Cribwr, not far from the sea coast in Glamorganshire. The place itself is somewhat low, somewhat obscure, to be sure, but my house, I think you'll agree, is not without power to please. What's that? Am I native to this neighborhood? My dear madam, do I sound like one who is native to this neighborhood? Oh, dear, you know. I owe my birth to the English Midlands, and I was in recent years domiciled for a time in our neighboring county of Monmouthshire. Enamel, japanning, the fixing of designs on metalwork, such was my principal enterprise there. Creating things of beauty, delicate in themselves, and pleasing to the delicate and fastidious eye. A thing of beauty, madam. At present, however, I have much weightier matters on my mind. Ordnance, sir. Cannon. I am in present communication with the Board of Ordnance, and I expect ere long to receive from them their permission to supply them with these necessary implements of warfare. Here at Cefn I have everything I need in abundance. 2 miles length of land, mines of flagstone and ironstone, coal pits, a forge. Everything is in abundance here. I also am in correspondence with men who can come and help me with the forging of gun barrels. Ah, yes, sir, you speak true. We have indeed given those French rascals a thrashing, the thrashing of their lives. We shan't expect to hear from them for another century or so, eh? But war, sir, war, alas, is always with us. The philosopher in me deplores it. The poet laments it. But the ironmaster sees a way to business. And besides, even if foreign engagement should be lacking, there may be a call for my productions somewhat closer at hand, somewhat nearer home. You take my meaning? These are troublous times, sir, madam. Levellers, radicals. As for my own workmen, I assure you, I harbour none such among them. Oh no, I am master in my own domain. I want men who are sober, constant, sensible, those and only such I want working for me. And of course men who speak English. It's important they understand my instructions, obviously. Where do I find them? Between Cowbridge and Bridgend in the main. I don't choose them from toward Neath, to be quite candid. My men have manners, or if they don't, they soon learn them. And then, if they suit, 7 shillings a week, not a penny less. My furnace, it goes on very well. The power is from a water wheel. A fellow asked me the other day, he actually asked me, do you know, what would be the precise height of the furnace chimney on completion? He actually did. Do you take me for a plaguey arithmetician, sir? I said. I shall judge of the height of the furnace chimney as it's a building, like any man of sense, I hope. But there will be no heaviness or lumpishness in my furnace. It will have elegance, ornament, proportion. It will have a balustraded battlement at the level of the bridge house floor. A thing of beauty. A thing of beauty is a constant joy.